Vanakkam and healthy afternoon, everyone. So thanks for joining the session today. So before getting into the session, do we all remember when we were eagerly waiting for our favorite TV shows to air? So by the time, even if we missed out any one of the episodes or TV shows, that was completely heartbreaking for us. Even there wasn't any other way to watch it again, right? So, but now, thanks to the technology for bringing up the feasibility nowadays. So having said that, let me quickly share my screen. So while sharing my screen, let's hear it from you all. How many of you having Netflix subscriptions? You can raise your hand or you can unmute and say.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay.
I do, Ma.
Yeah, yes. Oh, only few. I was expecting a lot from you people, but I could see only few thumbs ups. Okay, great. Thanks for your abundant responses. Thank you. So let me go ahead and quickly share my screen. Give me a second. Yeah, is it visible on your end? Is it popped up or?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. I press F5, right? Yeah. So yeah, it is good to know about the history or introduction about the topics what we are gonna see, right? So here I have come up with a few points about Netflix. So as we all know, Netflix is one of the world's largest online streaming services. So the founders are Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. So it started its journey in 1997 and allowed people to actually rent the DVDs online. So they started their business to rent the DVDs online, and then they started their own streaming services in the year 2007. So now, there are 221 million, paying subscribers across the globe. So this is awesome. So now you take up top 10 online streaming services across the globe. Netflix is in #1 position. So how did that happen? What did Netflix do that its competitors don't do, right? So the answer is simply they are using AML. So we'll see the topics one by one. There are a lot of contents to talk about Netflix and its usage. I mean AML usage in their businesses. But here I have come up with only a few points. These are all the points I have today have prepared: content recommendation, content creation, and quality control. So before get into the first topic of content recommendation, so we all heard this word or see this word many of the social medias. I could say YouTube, Netflix, Amazon Prime, even you could see in LinkedIn as well, right? So in the LinkedIn also they would suggest people with similar interest or following this on so person, would you like to connect with them? These kind of recommendations we used to get in LinkedIn. So the recommendation is everywhere. Even e-commerce also they would recommend the items to purchase. So we have the recommendation concept nowadays in everywhere in social medias, right? Social medias as well as e-commerce. So we'll get into this. So here there are three main filtering concepts, like collaborative filtering, content-based filtering, hybrid filtering. So these are the filters they are using to recommend to the users, whether it can be a TV shows or movies, whatever the content they are having. So first, if we take collaborative filtering, So this is based on multiple users' interest. So not only based on a single user's his viewing history and search history or preferences. This is completely based on multiple users. From their interest, they would also recommend the same movie to other users because of the similarities between those users. So I have an example here. So if you could see this. Example here, I could point out this user. She is watching movie 1 and movie 2. The same movie is also watched by this person. Like, so he is also watching these kind of movies. So which means they both have the similarities between their interests, right? So what it will do, like if this a girl is watching some other movies which was not in this genre, then it will the recommendation algorithm would bring up this recommended movie to this user as well. Because of the similarities, it would recommend the new movie to the next user. This is what comes under collaborative filtering. So before getting to the next two topics, there is one history about this recommendation in Netflix. Like in the year 2000, actually Netflix started using AML in their recommendation algorithm in the year 2000, 2006, 2003, I hope. So by the time they have okay, yeah, 2006, yeah, just 2006, I'm sorry. So they started using AML in the year 2006. By the time they have introduced Netflix, price, like they offered a competition with the prize amount $1 million to the team, those who could bring the improvement, like, improvement to their recommendation algorithm, at least by 10% of the accuracy. Like they should increase the accuracy of their recommendation algorithm by at least 10%. For them, they have announced $1 million to the team, so they will get that $1 million. So this competition attracted by all the data scientists and many of the researchers across the globe. Then 2000, in the year 2009, the team, a group of researchers from a team, AT&T Bell Labs, they come up with a hybrid filtering algorithm. That algorithm was completely improving their accuracy of their existing algorithm to 10.05%. So they would brought up this hybrid filtering algorithms. They won the competition as well. So from there, since then, Netflix started investing into AML and its research and development. So they are continuously investing these areas to improve their recommendations and other technical stuff as well. So this is a small story behind this. Apart from these content-based filtering and hybrid filtering. So yeah, content-based filtering is nothing but like this is completely based on users viewing history and their own preferences. It is not comparing with other users and all. So a hybrid filtering, the name itself suggests that it's a combination of these two, like collaborative filtering and content-based filtering. So this is the one, the AT&T Bell Lab, they come up with the solutions to improve their accuracy. So along with these, they have also come up with two more algorithms, like for two things. Already we learned about trained algorithms and unsupervised algorithm and non-supervised algorithms. So as you all know, trained algorithm and supervised algorithm means they completely know, we will feed the system with the labeled data. So they'll know about the patterns between the input data, between the input features and the output label. So they come to know like what pattern should I follow. The algorithm come to know what pattern should I follow. This is for supervised learning. When it comes for unsupervised learning, they'll completely the algorithm picks up the patterns and similarities among the data with the unlabeled, without labeled the data. Predefinedly, they will not be label the data. So it is completely dynamically, they'll pick up the similarities and complete matches. So this is for unsupervised learning. When we go for new movie predictions, they will go with the KNN algorithm. You would have heard this word like KNN algorithm. So K, nearest neighbor algorithm. They apply this to predict the movie popularity, to suggest that recommendation to the users. That is for supervised learning. So when you go for unsupervised learning, they also go for cosine similarity. They have one concept called cosine similarities that will plot the rating based on the users' ratings and other metrics. They would come up with the similarities. This is for unsupervised learning. So based on these combos, they'll come up with the recommendation system and they'll recommend the content to the users. So this is all about recommendation, how it is working and all. So yeah, the next topic is content creation. So content creation is nothing but the thumbnails we are using, right? So we are seeing in the Netflix when we browsing their network. So we could see a lot of thumbnails. So starts with like an image is worth 1,000 words. Instead of saying with the metadata with a simple title, they won't get into that and to watch the movie. So the even if you put an effective thumbnails to the users, that would make their attention and they'll interestly going there and they'll watch the content. So thumbnails are not, all the images that users see when browsing through Netflix library of content. So this may vary from person to person. If you log into your friend's Netflix account, there you could see different thumbnails, a list of thumbnails for the movie shows and as well as their movies as well as their TV shows. So why? Because of this, their Netflix is doing this intentionally and in order to make the users attention and to grasp the interest of the users. They are doing this intentionally to based on their viewing history again, and then browsing history, search history. So these are, both are same. Based on these history, they'll come up with a thumbnails for the user to recommend. Are they doing these things with the real shows camera and taking pictures and they put it in their library? No, it's not like that. What it will do, the algorithms, the machine learning algorithms, it will dynamically go and fetch the particular thumbnails from the existing movies, and it would recommend that as a thumbnail to the users based on their interest and preferences, browsing history. For example, if a user watched a lot of action movies, the algorithm may show them a thumbnail image that features an exciting action scene. So that would grasp their attention, and they'll go and watch that particular movie again. So because when new releases and unfamiliar movies are coming, how can they interact with the users, and they it is worth to watch that movie? How can they communicate to the users? Because using this thumbnail, again, an image is worth 1,000 words, right? Because of that stuff, they consciously bringing up the thumbnails to the users. So yeah, again, we'll move on to the next slide. This is the one example I've taken it from the Google. Like this is the one you may know famously. This is the famous drama in Netflix, I hope. Like so I have taken this thumbnails. Here you could see this is part 4 thumbnail. We have 2 part 4 thumbnails. So this may vary from person to person. For the same story, they'll be having a number of thumbnails. So this is what I have taken for Tamil movie as well. So this is for user A thumbnail, and this is for user B thumbnail. So they will be having multiple thumbnails for the same story. The next point is quality control. This is the one topic that I know I have wondered a lot about this topic, because they are doing this dynamically in a real time. So like how they are doing this stuff like in a real time with 220 million of users, how they are maintaining all these things in their end. So yep, they are using adaptive streaming algorithm. They also call it as adaptive bit rate, ABR. So what it will do, it will dynamically adjust the video quality. So do we all, I mean, we should all agree, like, we do not have the same bandwidth in our home or wherever we are. So we'll be having different bandwidth, as well as the network fluctuation may come from place to place and location to location. It may vary, right? So but this algorithm, what it will do, it will adjust the video quality based on the user's bandwidth and network conditions. So what it will do, how it is doing all these things in a real time. So it's keep on monitoring the users networks. They'll not stop, like, I'm streaming the I'm doing online streaming to the users there itself. That was my job, it was end there itself. They didn't do like that. So they'll go ahead and what the users may face the issues with the networks and the network bandwidths as well as network conditions. So they keep on monitoring the user's network conditions and adjust the video quality accordingly. So these algorithms these algorithms would take the metrics. For example, here I have mentioned network speed, latency, and packet loss. These things and all are the metrics. They'll keep on monitoring these metrics, and based on that, they'll adjust their quality of the video streaming to the users. So what it will do, it's suppose if the user's network is slow or experiencing the congestion, the video quality may be automatically reduced. Video quality may be reduced to prevent buffering and ensure smooth playback. So the same, and on the other hand, if the user's network is fast and stable, the video quality may be increased to provide the highest possible and bit rate. So this is what they are maintaining the quality. Because if you have any buffering while we watching an important show or our favorite show, then what would happen, we'll suddenly switch on to other networks, right? So we'll go for other competitor. So this is what they are providing these kind of qualities in their online streaming services. So that's what they stand in #1 position and doing all these things. So yes, before winding up the session, I have a program recommendation program I've tried with the Python. It's a quick stuff. Like I have tried with the help of ChatGPT. So with a few lines of code, I'm able to get the recommendation for the films, for the movies based on the user ID. Here I have tried. You could also try for a movie. If you put some action movies, for example, if you put KGF or any other action movie, then it would recommend based on the action movie. So it would also recommend 5 more action movies for you. So this is the simple stuffs I have tried with the couple of libraries I have imported here. As I discussed about this one, right? Cosine similarity. Based on the similarity between the ratings, it would recommend the movie to the users. So I have taken the data set from the movie lens 100K data set. I've just downloaded the data set to compare the ratings and movies. So I've downloaded that and I've applied here, and a couple of lines I have wrote to get the recommendations. So it's simply with a few lines of code we got all the recommendations. You may ask, but Movie Lens Movie Lens is a site which contains the movies between the years 1995 and 2018. So between these period only they contain all the movie details. So I've just downloaded that and tried that. You could also go ahead and try this one. After this, I think. Yeah, I think I'm good with my session here. Yes, thank you, and happy learning. If you have any questions, you can.
Any questions, team?
No, it's nice.
Super editing, so no questions.
Okay. So I thought of sharing you one more content. I was expecting that question from you all guys, like, now we are using these kind of technologies, AI, ML and all. Before that, what they were used for their recommendation system. So I was expecting this question from you. Like initially, when we move on to the latest stuff, obviously we were facing some hurdles or limitations in the previous things, right? So that's what we are move on to the new thing. So I was expecting this question from you. Yes, I'll answer this as well, because in those days they were using rule-based systems for their recommendation system, but there were some limitations over there. Like it was completely, set. The rules were set completely by the human experts. So there may not be always no true because of the uh, human human interpreted rules, right? So it won't be always true for the users. The second stuff, like, it won't change over the period of time when the users behavior changes, like they change their behavior from watching action movies to comedy movies, then it should no automatically change their behavior and would recommend comedy movies as well, right? This was not happening in those days. So Netflix decided to move on to completely data driven stuff, like completely based on the data. It would recommend, it would analyze the data and recommend the movies to the users. So this is what happened before AML get into the Netflix. So this is what they followed, rule-based systems. So that was I was about to share with you. So thank you again. Thanks for listening. Thank you so much.